Hey everybody, welcome back to L&B Outdoors. Today's episode we're going to continue back working on the Massey Ferguson 35 tractor. We got a few more things that we want to button up. Our ultimate goal here is to try to get it running long enough to be able to test some features out, such as PTO and lift, and make sure 3-point lifts and all that. So just come along, hope you enjoy, and stay tuned. Alright, we got us a fan belt. We're going to try to get our fan belt on there. Then we'll try to put some water in it. See if we got any leaks in the radiator. I went through the radiator and looked at it, and I'm just going to try my best to do some patchwork on it to see if it's going to work. You know, I know I'm going to have to get one eventually, but I'm just trying to make this thing run a little bit longer than a minute or two at a time. So here we go. Alright, alternator belt's on. It is a tad bit loose. This is like a 52-inch belt. I think we'll have to scale it back to a 51-inch belt. But it's on there. Alright, we're going to try to do something with this block-off plate that I built. There's your old one. Of course, looks like he might have hit a stump or something and broke that off. But that's your old one. We got us a new one in this package. And it's a hair bit shorter. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It's a hair shorter, so I may have to use some spacers on these bolts. I don't feel like running back to town to get some shorter bolts. I will eventually though. Let's see if we can't get this put on. So as you can see, I just took a piece of rubber and a piece of 2x4 and carved that out a little bit, so it would bypass. And it held for a long time. And the other day, she let go and started puking oil, so I finally broke down and got the adapter plate and filter housing that we needed. Alright, we got that surface cleaned up. Time to put this on. Looks like it goes about like that. I am going to have to get me some shorter bolts, but in the meantime we will just space it out using some nuts. I know it looks like crap, but we want to try to make it functional right now. Got us a new oil filter, BT215 Baldwin. see that or not. Alright, there it is. Hopefully it won't leak. I think we're going to have to add some oil. No, we're still good. It's just below the line. Well, that's good. Alright, I don't know if y'all can see down in there or not, but I did some patchwork on that radiator. We're going to see if it'll hold water. Once we get some water in it, we'll keep a check on that. We'll move on to something else. Hang in there. Well, let me go draw up some more water. Well, you want the good news or bad news? She's still leaking. But let me tell you something, that's lower than what it was. Do the right thing, just go ahead and send it. See if she'll pop off and run here in a second. Well, I haven't started this thing in weeks, so let's see if she'll crank up. Yeah, I hate that. I'm gonna have to break down and buy one of them expensive radiators, I guess. Oh well, that's just part of it, I reckon. Well, let's see if she'll pop off. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Take two. Well, let's see if she likes a little goat juice. She tried a little. Well, we got 1,000,001 water leaks. Got a little bit of a fuel leak. May have to take this fuel tank back off. I think down here in your injectors, I never did get any to replace it. I did buy some here recently, but where these injectors rest down inside the head, there's a copper washer in there that helps seal that off. And these two, they're pretty good. I mean, I don't see anything too much leaking around them two, but this one was leaking pretty good where it was dripping fuel down and off the front of the engine. So we'll have to take this fuel tank back off. We'll have to pull this injector back out, put a new washer seal in it, and while I'm off that far, we're going to replace every one of these washers on these. I did buy some new washers. Alright, while this thing's cooling down from that run, we're going to go ahead and take this, try to get this fuel tank off. I done got the line disconnected on bottom. This is your return line. I got it disconnected. 2 bolts. It bolts it down right here. I can see a little better where it was leaking. But we'll go through this whole thing. I want to check that valve cover too. I think that valve cover gasket might have bowed in kind of like this, because I seen a little blow-by smoke coming from out from underneath there. So I'm going to check that too while we're here. Alright, we're going to see if we can get these injectors out of here. That's 7/16. There's one of your washers right there. But we'll replace all of them. Hopefully I should have enough of each size in a kit that I bought. We're going to see. That one's going to be a little tough. Let me go grab another 7/16. I don't know where all my tools is walking off to. Well, that's not a 7/16 anyway. That must be a half. And it is. That's your fuel return, like a little manifold, and it all runs back to this line, which comes back up to your tank. So we'll put new brass copper washers on here to help seal it. There's one of the injectors. And down in here, I'll have to dig around. Oh, it's right there. There's your washer on bottom. So I'll have to get these matched up and cleaned up. This is the washer kit that I got. Got a 110 piece copper washer kit. We're going to go back together. Hopefully this will help seal these little fuel leaks up that we've got going on. See how that fits? That's going to help us seal. One down, two more to go. We got the new brass washers. Those are old ones. Copper washers. We'll put our injector lines back on. Then we'll put our return line back on, and we'll have to get some copper washers for it. And hopefully these leaks will be no more. We'll see anyway. Just part of it. Alright, as you can see how these copper washers work, they just help the sealing process. So you got a washer on this side of this little fitting, you got a washer on this side, and that happens all the way down. These bolts will have a washer on each side all the way down. And you got to put this on kind of loosely, because you got to be able to fit them washers in there. The one on the back side will be the hardest. This one on the bolt ain't that hard, but the one on the back side, it can be a little difficult, especially with big old fingers like mine. When you know you got it started, then, like I say, just leave it loose. Now when you get them all in there, you just snug them up. Get 7/16. And make sure to hook your return line back up. Alright. Now our new copper washers are installed. Hopefully we won't have no more leaks. Let's move on to something else. Now we got us an old exhaust from when we went and got the TO20. That I know this exhaust is no good, but we can hack it off about right there and tie it in about right here on this one. This thing ought to be a little bit quieter. Let's see if we can do that. I did get muffler tailpipe, 1.5 inches. It's kind of like a coupler connector with some muffler clamps. Let's see if we can get it done. Alright, we got that cut off. See if our fitting will fit on here. And it does, like a glove. See if we can get this hose muffler clamp started on that top one. Alright, we got the clamps on. I got to get down here and see if I can't figure out a way to, worst case, just wire up this muffler and tailpipe. Alright, we're going to, real quick while we're here, take this valve cover back off and look at that gasket and see if it's kind of bowed in or not. And it may not be. It may be some that brass washer seal on the injector showing a little blow by, but I'm not sure. So we're going to get this off and we'll be back. Well, I know it wasn't crazy. Look what that gasket had did. Don't know why. So we're going to try to get this worked back in and see if we can't get this back on where it won't do that. Alright, we got the valve cover back on. Don't pay attention to my clamp down there. But the muffler's on pretty solid. We're going to try to get this fuel tank back on. And then we'll try to fire it back up, make sure we ain't got no fuel leaks. And then we'll go from there. Alright, we threw some water back in it. We're going to crank it back up, see if we got any leaks on these fuel injectors. So let's see what happens. I believe she's still leaking. And it looks like it is the base of that injector. Huh. Well, I sure wish I could get it out on the road or on the two trails and just put some exercise and some run time on it. That's what it needs. Get that cylinder broke back in that was froze. It still got some blow by. You can see it's still smoking. But I guess I'm gonna have to break down one of these here days pretty soon and buy a new radiator or find one that'll work. I knew there was no hope on fixing that one, but I at least wanted to have a little water in the system so I can run it longer periods of time. That's the whole reason I just kind of put it back on there and tried to patch it. But if you go back with the OEM original, they're about $350 for that radiator. I'm gonna see if I can't find one that'll work. And I thought about seeing if that one would work. That's on this TO. Y'all seen it last week. This video's coming up on this. But I just don't know if that radiator will work or not. I know it's not made for a 35. But I might throw some water in it, see if it's got any leaks. You never know. We might rob Peter to pay Paul. Well, we're letting that cool down a little bit. I did buy some Implement Red. I just wanted to kind of want to see what it looked like on this fender. Let's do a small section and see. Trying to cover up that ugly yeller. That's not bad. I think that would work. Now, of course, I'm no paint and body man. I don't care. If there's dirt on it, there's dirt on it. If there's dust on it, I don't care. We're just going to try to get it one color. But I think that'll look pretty good compared to that yellow. Well, we're back over here on the TO20. And this has been sitting for about 10-15 minutes. And I ain't seen the first leak. So now I'm trying to talk myself out of stripping this one down and putting it over here. But I really want to drive this tractor. Gosh. The decisions we have to make. Well, that's an easy enough decision. Let me get this hood off and we'll be back. There it is. It ain't much taking one of these radiators out. Now let's see how hard that one's going to be. Stay tuned. Well, that just happened. We took it off of that, put it on this. Got it filled up with water. I don't know if y'all can see it in there. So I'm looking and don't see any leaks. Looks like I may have a water hose leak, but not a radiator leak. Now let's fire it up and see if it will run cool. If it does, we have to throw the hood back on it and take it for a stroll. Now let's see how easy it is to crank back up. I still don't see no leaks out of this one radiator, so that's good. So if anybody ever wonders, hey, can you put a TO20 in a Massey Ferguson 35? Yes, you can. Now, when I did the measuring on it, it is about 1.5 inches shorter. But as long as it's staying cool, I shot it a while ago with that temperature gun. It's about 140 something here. It's about 80 something down here. So it's cooling it. Still got some pops. I don't know if y'all I'm sure y'all heard the pops coming back in that intake. So once we get some more runtime on this and start finishing up and button things up, I'll probably pull that fuel tank back off again and go through the valves and try to reset all the valve lashes. I'm pretty sure that's probably where it's coming from. And if it's not, then oh well, we're going to run it. We're going to send it. But the PTO does work. The 3-point lift arms do work. So the hydraulic pump works. On this one, you don't have hydraulics in the down position. It is just gravity back down. Your implement weight pretty much takes them back down. So when I go back down with them, they're slow to go back down because there's no weight on it right now. But overall, talking with my buddy that I got this tractor from, I think I posted in some of the comments in the video that I got it running. After he seen that, he messaged me and texted me and told me that the last time that they can remember and found paperwork on was technically 1994. So that's the furthest back they can find that the last time it ran and was parked. Don't know why it was parked. That's 30 years. It's amazing. Stuff can sit this long. And just a little bit of tinkering, you can come back to life with it. But I wanted to show you this paint. I think that's going to look pretty good on all these tins. I'm not worried about the rear chunks and all that right now. I just want all the tins to kind of look like that. That one out there is just too cherry red. And this was more of a cranberry. But that one I think will be just right. So I'm going to try to get this hood back on. And I might throw a little paint on it. We shall see. And yeah, this one will be coming up in the near future. We got some work to do to it. I know it's not locked up. I've been tinkering with it some, just making sure little things that it's about all I know. I went ahead and took the hood off and just kind of getting it ready. Well, let's see what else we can get into. Well, I don't know if this radiator out of this TO20 is thicker or not, but my hood ain't wanting to close down all the way. So I'll pull this hood back off See if I can't figure out what's going on with it. But yeah, I'm tickled that it's running now. Ain't got much leaks. I guess the next thing we'll try to do is a little painting on it. Well, I believe that's going to be a wrap for today. Looks pretty good. It's running better each time. I'm still going to have a lot of things to tinker with, but overall, I got it functioning again. PTO works, lifts work, hydraulic pump works. And that new red on it looks pretty good. It ain't no perfect paint job, but at least it's all kind of one color. Looks a lot better. But I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all, please just like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all have a good one.